What's up guys, I'm going to do another video here on my channel, and this video is going to be talking about 2018 collectively as a year, kind of a year in review, and just how 2018 was quite possibly the best year of my life, but also quite possibly the worst year of my life. So a lot of stuff happened this year that you guys might not know about, and I just kind of wanted to go through like some of my channels and stuff and how this year was, and just a lot of stuff like that, because I mean it really was a year of like really, just like ups and downs, and just like really a good time and a lot of bad times too. So I guess the first thing we should talk about this year is my channel. So my channel actually started to do really well this year. So I've always wanted to do like a video every day on my channel, but for one reason or another it didn't work out. So the very first video I posted in 2018 was on January 5th. The video I posted before that was uploaded Christmas Day, so on December 25th, 2017. So there was, a little bit of a difference between those two videos, but the video I posted was Star Wars Battlefront 2 video, and it was of the Last Jedi DLC for it, and it was the final part for that. So my brother was the one who recorded that, and I just edited it and uploaded it. So that was, a good time, and it did all right. The next one was a video of Black Ops 3 Zombies, me playing through the Giant. And that was like part one, and I had these videos saved up for a little while. They were like, that video was like a couple months old, that like series or whatever. But, for one reason or another, I was like, you know what? I didn't want to upload it, and I just had the file sitting around on my computer, so I was like, okay, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to upload the video. And so I uploaded that one the day after on January 6th, and then I also had part 2 up on January 7th. And then I continued on with, part 3 on January 8th, and then I had part 4 on January 9th. January 10th I did Liquid Divinium opening in Black Ops 3, and then, I was able to do a video every day all the way up until January 12th, and then after that I didn't do one on the 13th. On the 20th, I did a video about World War II. This is when I started getting a little bit more into World War II. So, like, I did have a bunch of videos of World War II and stuff on my channel, but World War II wasn't doing that great. I liked the game a whole lot, but it wasn't really keeping my attention that well. And also, it wasn't really doing that hot with the community. At this point in time, World War II, when it first came out, it was great for like the first week, and then everybody's like, I don't really like this game, and everybody this is really kind of when Fortnite blew up. And see, I didn't want to be a Fortnite YouTuber per se. I didn't want to be one of these bandwagoners that hops over onto Fortnite because it's, the next big thing, and because it'll bring in them views and money and, and subscribers and stuff. Because, I mean, I tried Fortnite, and I watched some Fortnite, and overall, I was just like, I don't like this game. It's not something that suits me. I liked playing Call of Duty. I from time to time, I liked playing World War II, but I wasn't going to just jump over onto Fortnite and just play Fortnite or whatever and make videos of it and make clickbait videos just so I can make money and to become popular or whatever. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of YouTubers that did this year. There's a lot of Call of Duty YouTubers, GTA YouTubers, Minecraft YouTubers. Everybody hopped over on Fortnite and started doing it and started posting videos about Fortnite, and you can kind of tell who's actually like enjoys the game. I mean, I'm not gonna blame them for like, totally jumping over, because maybe they do enjoy the game. Maybe they really do like Fortnite over, say, Call of Duty or GTA or Minecraft or whatever. But it just kind of felt forced that, like, seriously, so many people just jumped over and started playing Fortnite. And so I didn't want to do that. I wasn't really particularly interested in the game, and I didn't want to just, up and abandon everything on my channel and just go, okay, I'm switching to this new game just because it's, the flavor of the month. So, yeah. I didn't really upload too much in January. I did, a video on the 20th and then the 21st. Didn't do any videos after that. My next video on my channel came February 11th. So that took a little while to get back into the swing of things there. But basically, like, where I was at in life right now was I got a job working for my girlfriend, now ex-girlfriend's family. And that happened a few months prior to this. And so January is kind of like my first month of like where I was like hardcore working, and I was just working like all the time. And then I also, I wanted to, we were hanging out all the time too. And so I didn't really have a lot of time to really do anything like that. This is also when I ended up buying myself a laptop too. So this is my I got a laptop that helped me do some things for the channel, as well as other stuff for work and whatnot. But basically at this point, my I was kind of having like a feud and a beef with my brother. So me and him were just butting heads constantly at this point, like throughout January and stuff. And we were just constantly like yelling at each other, and it was kind of crap because he wanted to take one of my Xboxes with him because he was moving out. He was getting his own place, and so he wanted to take one of my Xboxes with him because at this point I had my original Xbox One and I had my One S. And so I don't remember which one he took first. But anyways, he still to this day he has my Xbox One S, but okay, we're whatever. And he was also wanting to take the computer that I used for YouTube and used for making videos and stuff. And so this was actually like a couple weeks, before I ended up getting my laptop. And so I was like, really, dude, like you're going to take this computer. And if you do, that means I literally can't record any videos. So I can't do anything for the channel. I can't edit videos. I can't render, nothing like that. So I'm screwed for, like a month until I ended up with, getting my laptop. And even the laptop, I wouldn't be able to record because I use an HD60 Pro, and that's a PCI Express like internal like capture card. It can't just plug in with USB. So I'd have to like buy another Elgato in order to record, and this laptop, and like I would probably have to buy a better laptop in order to record and edit and all that stuff. And it was just really, kind of a bad time. But anyways, he ended up, not taking that computer. He did take one of my Xboxes though, and I was kind of upset about that. February was kind of an interesting month. It was more so working. I actually started uploading a video once every day here in February. So February started on February 11th. I did a video, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 15th, 16th. And then, I stopped doing a video every day. Then I did 23, 24, 25, 27, 27. And yeah, so I wanted February to be, like a good month. And actually it did decently well. I got, a decent amount of views and stuff. But February was kind of also an interesting month for work because it stepped up even more in February of this year. And work was just it started kind of becoming a drain on me and started becoming like, I don't know if I can handle this. So at some like at later points in the month, so towards the very end of February and stuff, basically what was happening was I was working all day. So I would go to work in the morning and I would be at work until about midnight. So it was honestly, it was a terrible week. It happened for like a full week because I believe like another coworker was like out of town or something like that. And so I had to cover for her. And so I had to, do my normal duties, for this job. I had to do my normal stuff. And then I also had to help out with this coworker. And so I literally was working from like 9 in the morning all the way until midnight. It was good for the hours and whatever, yay. But at the same time, I was just physically exhausted. Like by the time I got home, sometimes I would get home at like maybe 10, other times it would be midnight, and I literally remember just like one of those nights I literally got home and I just, came into this room, sat down on the couch and just sat there for like a half hour, literally like not doing anything, just laying down. I think I pulled out my phone, but I was like too tired to even like scroll through Reddit or Twitter or YouTube or anything like that. Like I was just exhausted. And that was how like every day was for like a week and a half, was just so just in it, like it was just frustrating to me. And it was also at a point at work too where, for work we had to, fill out reports and stuff for things, and we're supposed to do these like every day, but it just absolutely blew because, I'm working from like 9 in the morning all the way until like 10, 11, 12 at night, and I'm like physically exhausted when I get home, but I'm supposed to like type up all these reports and stuff and do all this like paperwork. And I couldn't do it, I was just so exhausted, and like I needed to get some sleep. So when I woke up in the morning, I didn't have time to do it before I gotta go to work the next day. And it was just, it was bad. My supervisor was kind of upset about that, they were just like, no, like, come on, you gotta do these reports. And I'm like, bro, I'm working like 15 hours a day. When am I supposed to do these reports? So anyways, that was absolutely fun and amazing. Loved that. But then March 1st came around, and I was like, okay, here is when I want to, I want to start uploading a video every day. I've been wanting to do this forever now. I uploaded a video on the 1st of March. It was actually a video I had saved, just like those zombies videos. I had it saved from a while back, uploaded it, didn't upload on the 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. So I ended up blowing my streak of a video every day. But I did upload a video on the 5th, and this is when we started getting teasers for Black Ops 4. So this was a video about redwood snow in Black Ops 3, and it was, you know, sort of like a teaser, I guess, the beginning of the teasers for Black Ops 4. And then they added an infected, and then, you know, the March 7th was our very first leak or whatever, just anything towards Black Ops 4. So that was James Harden, an NBA player, wore a Black Ops 4 hat. And then, you know, the same day we got Black Ops 4 leaked by GameStop, and I posted tons of Black Ops 4 videos on March 8th. We got the official Black Ops 4 teaser trailer, and I also did a video about my reaction to that. I actually remember this this day because I was out. I was at work, right? And so I knew this day was coming. We knew that there was going to be a trailer this day, so I specifically took like an hour off of work in the middle of the day when the trailer actually would come out. So, you know, I went to work in the morning, and I was like totally across town working, and I was like, okay, the trailer's gonna drop here real soon. It's gonna drop soon, and so I hurried and came home, and I watched the trailer, and I did, you know, like a reaction video and another video of it. Hurried and edited them real quick within that hour, and started like uploading them, and then hurried and went back to work. And then, you know, by the end of the day, I came back home and, you know, finished up the videos and stuff. But yeah, like I was actually way excited for Black Ops 4. And this is the beginning of, you know, Black Ops 4. So this was actually one of the better parts of the you know, the year. And then I did, you know, a video every day, you know, pretty much. I kept going, 12th, 13th, you know, keep doing videos every single day. Kept doing videos over and over and over. And then right around March 19th was my first video about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. So this was another high point on my channel this year, and that's that we got leaks and stuff about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, which actually, looking back at it, I don't know what the freak happened with that. But those videos actually did really, really well on my channel, and I'm actually really excited about that and really happy about those videos. But they just did really well on my channel, and there's just so much like content and stuff to talk about with Modern Warfare 2 becoming, you know, either backwards compatible or remastered and stuff. And so I had plenty of content for my channel, especially with, you know, Black Ops 4 and Modern Warfare 2 remastered content, plus World War 2 sprinkled in here and there, and also Black Ops 3 here and there. But, you know, we kept up videos every single day. And then right around March 23rd, that's when I did a whole bunch of Modern Warfare 2 remastered videos right in a row. So I did a video about it being leaked. And then March 23rd was also a day where I did a video. And this is where news came out about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered that a ton of people like Charlie Intel and other sources confirmed that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered was real, but it had no multiplayer. It was campaign only. And so that was ridiculous. But also, that's another thing that I still don't know about to this day, is that apparently Modern Warfare 2 Remastered was real, and it was verified that it was real, but it was campaign only, but we never got it released. So I don't know what in the world. I still assume that they saw the backlash that they were going to get from not having a multiplayer, so they're like, okay, we got to make a multiplayer. And so hopefully Modern Warfare 2 Remastered will come out in 2019, but whole bunch of videos about that. That was really great. Videos every day, and, you know, all the way up March 29th, 30th, all the way, boom, and we just kept going. We did almost a video every single day in March, and this was actually incredible because my channel really started to take off right at this point. Basically, as soon as I started uploading a video every single day on my channel really started to grow, and I could see consistent growth, like day by day by day, and it just would go up and up and up. And so this, you know, kind of confirmed what a lot of people say about YouTube, is that if you guys are like, you know, aspiring creators, you basically want to do, you know, you want to be consistent with your uploads and with your videos and stuff. So doing like a video every day or a video once a week, you know, just something consistent. That way your viewers know kind of what to plan on, and kind of like a same general topic and feel between your videos. You know, you don't want to have like a vlog video and then next up like a beauty video and then a gaming video and then like, I don't know, a movie review or something like that, like, you know, and then like maybe a car video and then like, I don't know, a bodybuilding video, like all these different things. You want to have kind of like a consistent theme. And so it was good. My consistent theme was like Call of Duty, was gaming, was me, was Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, yeah, Black Ops 4, and just all this stuff. So, even into April, I kept going with it. And also, this was right around the time, so when Infected came out in Black Ops 3, that was about March or so, Harrison and I, my buddy Harrison, we started a brand new channel. So we started a channel together. We started it actually in January, but it didn't really start going anywhere until about March or so. We started doing some podcasts for it. And so we did some podcasts, we did some Black Ops 4 videos about it, some Black Ops 3 videos, videos about Infected. So on April 5th, I uploaded a video called 5 Things We Want in Infected. And so this was actually a collaboration with Harrison, and so it was the two of us. This video was actually supposed to go up on that podcast channel, but April 5th, for whatever reason, I did not actually have a video for that day. And so I can look at the time that's uploaded. It was uploaded at 11:56 p.m. So 4 minutes before midnight. So I just needed to get a video up for that day. I think it was actually okay, yeah, I can see what happened here. So I had a video the very next day, April 6th video about Frank Woods not being in Black Ops 4. A video about that being uploaded at 3 in the morning on April 6th. So what happened here is that this is something that kind of happened a lot around this time and around this point, is that I would go to work in the morning. I would get home in like the evening, late afternoon, evening, and I would either play games and like hang out with Harrison, so like and make videos and stuff. So some days it was all good, or other days that I would hang out with my girlfriend and spend time with her, go out on dates or whatever. And so I wouldn't get home until maybe 11 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh crap, I got to do a video. So I'd have to do a video real quick for that day. And so this particular day, I had to do a video for that day, and so I made the video about Frank Woods not being in Black Ops 4, but the video wouldn't end up being rendered until after midnight, so it wouldn't have been uploaded that day, and it would break my streak. And so I just had to upload a video, and so I uploaded this video. I mean, it fit for my channel. It was still fine. It's not like it was like this weird video, but I just kind of want to point out that was meant for the podcast channel. But also the day before that, April 4th, I did a video about my Xbox One X review. So in April, I got myself an Xbox One X. So actually, let me look at the date for April and see when I actually did get my Xbox One X. So I would have actually gotten my Xbox One X actually in March, I believe. March was the month that I ended up getting my Xbox One X. Yeah, I got my Xbox One X in March, so I ordered it on March 9th, and it ended up coming, I believe, March either 12th or 13th is when I actually ended up like getting my Xbox One X. And this was another thing that I was really excited for and I was really hyped about, is getting my Xbox One X. And so I got my Xbox One X, like I was tracking the package and I knew exactly when it was going to come. And so that day I specifically took time off of work in like the middle of the day in order for me to go home to get my Xbox One X, to unbox it. And I made a video of me unboxing it, which actually is up on this channel you guys are watching this video on. But I unboxed it, I hurried and set it up, and then I got it downloading a bunch of my games and stuff. I had it downloading like Black Ops 3, World War II, and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Had it downloading, all those games. Then I went back to work, and then I think I came home for the day, and I kept playing on my Xbox One X. I don't think I hung out with my girlfriend at the time that day, because I was like, heck yeah, Xbox, yeah. So I ended up getting my Xbox that month, so it was actually really, really sick. And so February is when I got my laptop. March is when I got my Xbox. So I was, at this point I was kind of doing all right. I started, getting, at least like one big-ish purchase a month. And it was honestly like just really awesome. I was happy about that. So I got my laptop and Xbox One X. I was hyped. I was like, yeah, okay. So my plans were for like April to get, I think April I was going to get myself like a new phone. May I was going to get myself like a Nintendo Switch. June I was going to get myself like a new PC, and so on and so forth. So also around March or so, when we started, Harrison and I were doing the podcast channel, March or April, we went and we ended up buying this camera that I'm actually recording this on. Ended up buying this camera for the podcast channel because we ended up using my my webcam for the podcast video. So the early podcast videos that we recorded weren't great quality because it was a webcam and it was actually from like several feet away. So like the whole video was just like out of focus. And for like a podcast video, that's fine. but for some of these other videos that we did on the channel, it just wasn't that great. And so we wanted a higher quality because we wanted to up, our production quality on that channel. We didn't want it to be like this, cheap, like little channel. We wanted it to actually, put some money behind it and have it be, like a decent, like, good thing. So we ended up getting this really nice camera for it, and that was really awesome. Now on to April. So April, here we go. So April actually was really incredible. So April was really, really great. April 6th, I did a video about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered that actually did incredibly well, like insanely well. And so we did that video, did another video about Modern Warfare 3 becoming backwards compatible, another video about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, then we did a video about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered versus, it becoming backwards compatible, because basically at this point in my channel, any video about Modern Warfare 2 Remastered was doing incredibly well on my channel, but I didn't want to take that as like, okay, so I'm just going to make any videos about it. I wanted to actually have some like good quality videos behind them. And I mean, the views and the likes and the comments and stuff definitely reflect that. So that, all these videos people did enjoy and they wanted to see, because there were some good topics like the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered versus backwards compatible. It's like, okay, well, what would we rather have? Would we rather have it remastered, but say without multiplayer and also with like microtransactions, or backwards compatible, but with hackers potentially and with, old 2009 graphics? So that was a good video. April 10th, did a video about my first ever game of Fortnite, and I believe in April I didn't actually end up buying any big purchases for this month. So I think this was like the first, well, I guess, January I didn't get anything like super big, but I didn't like get like a big purchase for this month because it was, I was spending my money on other things. I ended up spending money on my girlfriend. Spent a lot of money that month and stuff, so that was a good time or whatever. But yeah, so this was just also at another point in work where I was just, it was ridiculous, and it was just kind of tough on me because I every like couple days I had to do this thing for work where I had to do a lot of driving, and I would basically come home from work like kind of late at night. And it was just like, it was kind of frustrating, and it was kind of, I didn't really like it. So then also in April, like work was just, at this point wasn't great. So basically work, I felt like was just becoming like way more of a drag, that like my boss was just like, okay, well, how much more can we put on Joel? So Joel has like, a pretty full schedule as is, and, is trying his hardest to balance everything and to, get things to work. But let's just keep adding on. So they just like kept adding on more and more work for me to do, and I felt like I couldn't do it. So I was at like a weird spot because I was working for my ex-girlfriend's mom, well, girlfriend at the time, her family, their family business, and so I felt like I couldn't really tell them like, hey, like, knock it off, stop. Because basically if I wasn't, at work, I was hanging out with her. And so if I was like, yo, I want more free time, I can't be, working like 12 hours a day, they'd be like, oh, why? So you can spend more time with her. And like, I just felt like I was in such an awkward position because of that. So it was just kind of rough for me. And also there was a point where I had to work Easter Sunday. And that was honestly one of the starts of like a really just sucky part about my job, is that I had to work stupid hours and I had to work stupid days, where like if it was like a consistent schedule, I would have been fine with that. If the work was consistent and if the days were consistent, that would have been fine. But it was just so all over the place that it was hard to keep up with, physically, just like, with the changing schedule, but also mentally. And I just physically was exhausted from it, and it just like there was things that sucked about working like 7 days a week, because there was times when I wouldn't get a Saturday off, I wouldn't get a Sunday off from work, and like there's just something so demotivating about working a Sunday and then literally having to go back into work on Monday, because it's like, okay, you worked your weekend and you're right into another week, a week of work. So it wasn't great, and I didn't like that much. It was just so inconsistent and just really bothered me about like a lot of things like that. And so YouTube just kept going. It was going all right, everything was going well. And you know, April, I think I continued to do a video every single day in April. Yep, it looks like so far we're doing a video every single day all the way. April 20th, I did upload a video, but it wasn't public. So I did a video just really quickly, you know, on my channel, being like, yo, so I was too busy doing whatever today to upload a video. And yeah, so I just uploaded a private video, so that way on my channel I technically had a video for that day. But yeah, so it was whatever. We got a whole bunch more Black Ops 4 stuff coming out and stuff. We got leaks about, you know, the battle royale modes of Blackout and stuff. We got our final, you know, our official details about the reveal event for Black Ops 4, because Black Ops 4 was revealed clear back in the beginning of March, but then after that they're like, okay, yeah, see you guys at the reveal event clear in freaking May. And so we're like, dude, it's March, what? So we didn't have like anything about Black Ops 4 really in April, other than some like leaks and stuff. Just a whole ton of leaks. There's a bunch of those like fake leaks and stuff. And then eventually, where was it? At some point in, I believe in April, I think it was right about here, about the 17th. So I was uploading videos here, and I specifically remember at one point while I was at work, I pulled out my phone. I was just checking like my channel stats and stuff, because I uploaded like a video that day, and my channel was just like, it was crazy. I was getting like a lot of traffic to the channel, and it was really awesome. I'll remember that day. It was just really great. And so I was like, okay, like how can I keep this up and stuff? And it was really fun. But you know, kind of looking back at that and thinking about that, I really just, that point, work was just rough. You know, I was just working insane hours. I was having to drive all over the place to put tons and tons of miles on my car, spend a lot of money on gas, and it was just rough. So you know, going into May, everything was, you know, it was going good, all right. I ended up missing a day on, is there a 31st of April? I don't think there is. I ended up missing May 2nd. I didn't end up doing a video that day because, well, I can see exactly why. So I uploaded a video May 3rd at midnight exactly. So if I would have uploaded it a minute before, then it would have been fine. It would have been counted as May 2nd. But because that was another, you know, case of my, you know, I wasn't able to like record the video fast enough and edit it and render it fast enough that it literally rendered like and it finished rendering at midnight. And so I hurried and uploaded it, but it was, you know, a minute too late, so I couldn't get a video up for that day, and that kind of ended up ruining my streak. And I mean, although, you know, that's the thing about like when I was doing these streaks and stuff, was that, you know, the videos weren't consistent throughout the day. It wasn't like I was posting a video about every afternoon for you guys to like expect. It was like the hours would vary so much during the day, and some days I technically wouldn't upload the video. Like if you guys would check your subscription feed, you wouldn't see a video uploaded that day, but the next day you would see 2 videos, and that's because I would upload a video and it would either be private or it would get published the next morning, you know, late in the morning, because like the video would start uploading at 11:59, so it still technically counted, but it was still, you know, it wouldn't get uploaded until the next morning. So even, you know, it was technically a video every day. It wasn't really consistently a video every day. But yeah, so going into May, everything was going good. Videos, you know, going up every day. Videos were actually doing really well at this point. Videos every day. We got our first teaser about Black Ops 4, about Black Ops 4 Zombies. We were getting some of the perks revealed, all the tier 2 perks as well. I was having a good time with Black Ops 3 at this point. I was grinding in Black Ops 3, trying to rank up as quickly as I could, you know, doing supply drop opening videos, all my crypto keys and stuff. And, you know, we were getting a bunch of information and stuff about Black Ops 4. And also at this point, World War II was kind of weird at this point. You know, I liked playing it, but I was way more interested in playing Black Ops 3 than World War II at this point, because Black Ops 4 was coming out. I was hyped about it, and World War II wasn't really keeping my interest. It was a fun game, but it was kind of weird, because when I first started playing World War II, I really got into the war mode. I really loved that, because regular modes they just felt so crappy to me. I really got into war for like the first like month, and then after that I was like so bored of war that I like never wanted to play it ever again. And so it kind of went back to that original thing where I kind of went back to those standard modes, and about how, like, you know, when the game first came out, I wasn't really a fan of those modes. But I believe this was about the same time that Shipment 1944 came out, so I started playing that a little bit more and enjoying that. But I got, back into Black Ops 3. It was really good. I was enjoying that game, especially since I was getting a lot with those supply drop weapons, and it kept, the game fresh and was just fun to play, especially also since Harrison was playing it too. And it was also doing well on my channel compared to World War II. Also, something I want to point out, though, is that back in January, I ended up beating the Infinite Warfare campaign for the very first time. I beat it while my girlfriend was on vacation. She, was on a trip with her family, and so I didn't have like anything to do after work. So I ended up just playing the Infinite Warfare campaign on my Xbox and beat it. So that was something I ended up doing this year. Black Ops 4, the zombies, we first got our official teaser about that, and we got a whole bunch more Black Ops 4 information stuff, did some World War II supply drop opening videos, and then we finally got a whole bunch of those teaser trailers for Black Ops 4 about, tons of stuff. There was those super, like, red and distorted videos that really didn't give us a whole lot, but then eventually on May 17th, we got the reveal trailer, and for multiplayer, for 9, for Blood of the Dead, and Voyage of Despair. So we got a lot of trailers, and that was a huge event for Black Ops 4. Made a bunch of videos about that. That was absolutely insane and incredible. Another time when I knew this day was coming, so I ended up taking, like an hour or something, or hour or two off of work, so that way I could end up like making these videos and stuff and putting them out on time. So, the end of May was all right. Also, in the middle of May, there was an issue going on with work where something happened, and it really just it was crappy because it made things outside of work and also at work kind of awkward, because this is like my girlfriend's family's business, and so I have to deal with this at work, but then also it's the same kind of thing after work, because I'd get done with work and I'd go and I'd hang out with her, and there's her family right there. So it's kind of like this like kind of weird thing where if like I messed up at all or anything wasn't like absolutely perfect, then it was just like it was weird, and like I felt way more judged and felt way more responsible about things working there than I did like any other job, because it's it was my girlfriend's family. So the end of May was really good. I was making a lot of Black Ops 4 videos and kind of getting into Black Ops 3 a little bit more. Did some supply drop opening videos and such. Also, right about the same time, there was a thing that went down between my girlfriend and I where I felt like things weren't really connecting in our relationship, and it was just kind of a hard time. And so one night I was just telling my mom about I was just kind of ranting and complaining a little bit. And so a couple days later, I was driving home from work, and I had like my phone Bluetooth to the car, and I was either like watching YouTube videos or I was like listening to music or something like that. And I get a phone call from my brother-in-law, and he says, he's like asking me about, how everything's going with my life and stuff. And he, eventually tells me that this girl that I'm dating, she's going to break up with me. That, she is going to dump me, and that he's seen this before, and that, she's showing signs of this. And I was like, nah, that's not going to happen. And so I was just kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And so then, June hit, and I really wanted June to be a really good month. This was the start of the summer, and so I wanted this summer to be like the summer of 2017. The summer of 2017 was amazing for me, because that's probably was one of the best years of my life was in 2017, because that summer I was just able to have so much freedom and so much fun, and like every day was seriously so much fun. Like that was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life, was that summer. And I had so much fun. There was so much to do, and it was just great. And so I wanted that to be the same thing again this summer, and I wanted it to be even better, because this time around I had my own car. I had a job which I could actually afford a lot more things this time around, and it was just we had a lot more freedom this summer. So I wanted this summer to be even better than the last one, but it didn't end up really working out that way. I ended up working so much in June. It was just crazy. So I'm like working my butt off. Was making videos and stuff, and a Prestige in World War II. Did some more Black Ops 4 videos on June 8th. I didn't actually end up uploading a video onto my channel publicly. I did a private one that I uploaded while I was driving home from my girlfriend's house that night. I literally uploaded it at 11:53, and it was just me in my car with my phone being like, yo, what's up? So yeah, this is what happened today. This is why I didn't end up making a video, but yeah, so basically, like when I look back at the times of all these videos, they're all like either 11 or 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night. Like they're all really close to the deadline for that day to get a video up. But yeah, and then we had the Black Ops Pass was announced, and like the Black Ops, the Back to Black maps for Black Ops 3, where you had to pre-order Black Ops 3 or pre-order Black Ops 4 on PlayStation in order to get access to these maps. And then, yeah, June was an alright month. I was just working like crazy. And then eventually Modern Warfare 3 became backwards compatible. It was doing pretty well on my channel. And then eventually I missed another day. I missed June 22nd. I didn't end up uploading the video, and I missed June 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, and 29th. At this point, I was kind of focused on playing Rise of the Tomb Raider. I was uploading that on my other channel, and so I was just playing that like in any spare time I had. Also, my girlfriend she went on another trip at this point, and so I didn't really, I had a lot more time just to hang out and play games and stuff. But the videos on my channel at this point, all I could really do was play World War II, and World War II wasn't doing too hot on my channel. Like, a week prior to this, Modern Warfare 3 was really hot, but I already, made a bunch of videos about that, and there's not much more I could do with that, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, so was making videos like that. This is also when I started playing a bunch of Black Ops 3 Zombies, because I tried doing a bunch of the Easter eggs in Zombies, trying to get all those done in Black Ops 3 before Black Ops 4 came out. And so that was kind of rough. July, I was like, okay, so I missed a bunch of, videos in June, so I'm going to start uploading videos like every day in July. So I did one, July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and I uploaded a video on the 4th of July, which I ended up editing while I was down at my sister's on my laptop, and it took forever it was like a 2-minute video, but it still took like a half hour to render, because my laptop isn't that great for, video editing and rendering and stuff. But July 4th of July, I ended up actually having to work that day. So the day before or something like that, we ended up going down to my sister's house, across the state, and spending, we were going to spend the 4th of July there, but I had to work the 4th of July. So I woke up in the morning and I had to freaking go to work. So I had to drive halfway across the state again and go to work. But I mean, it kind of worked out, because then after I was done with work, I went and drove like another 2 hours and picked up my girlfriend, and then we came back to my sister's house, and we spent the 4th of July together. It was really fun, really great night. But I had a meeting for work early in the morning the next morning, so we drove home late at night, got home, and then July 5th was a terrible, absolutely terrible day. Probably one of the worst days of the year for me, because July 5th was another one of those huge problems with work where so we had a problem in for work, like clear back in like March or whatever. Wasn't that bad. It was like, okay, things kind of suck, but try again, it'll be okay. And then we had that thing in May, which was like freaking huge, but then it eventually kind of got solved, and everything got kind of got brought down. But this one was like, no, okay. And so that was really upsetting, and I didn't know what was going to happen with the future there. The future with like my job, but also I wasn't sure about what would happen with my girlfriend, because this is her family's business, and so it'd be like, it was just weird. So I made a video talking about all of this, but it's not up on my channel anymore because reasons. I'm not going to get into it in this video. This isn't the place. But I was just worried about our relationship, because I was told not to say anything to her. And then she ended up finding out anyways, because they told her, they said, Joel, don't say anything to her about this. But then they went and told her herself. And then so she was like, why didn't you tell me, and all this stuff. And so I kept trying to upload videos. I did, videos all the way up. I missed July 8th. And then July 10th, or it might have been 11th, was the day. She ended up breaking up with me. She ended up dumping me. So that was absolutely amazing. I was over at my buddy Harrison's place, and we're playing, zombies. Like I said, we were trying to do Easter eggs and stuff at this time, and so at this point we were trying to work on the Gorod Krovi Easter egg. So we're like halfway through the Easter egg, everything's going good, and my girlfriend texts me, and she's like, we need to talk, or something like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know exactly what's coming. I know what this is. And I was like, oh, come on, like can we, whatever. So she's like, we can either do it over the phone or we can meet in person, but it has to happen tonight. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And I'm like, okay, I'd rather do this in person rather than over the phone, because one, I'm sitting here, I got, my buddy Harrison right next to me, and I also got, another guy helping us do the Easter egg on the mic, and I'm not about to freaking, have this phone call right here in front of him while I'm playing video games. And so I, had to make the hard choice of, well, I guess it wasn't really a hard choice, but we had to end the Easter egg there. I told the guy on the mic, I'm like, sorry, dude, I really got to take care of this. It's really personal. We can do the Easter egg some other time. So we just had to end the Easter egg like halfway through. So I did that, and then we ended up meeting in a Walmart parking lot, and she dumped me. She was like, "Yeah, no," and like just started telling me all this different stuff, and she dumped me. And then that's when basically that was like the worst day of the year, absolute worst day of the year. So things just sucked. After that, I really stopped uploading videos. Um, like I said, I made a video about everything about this. I also, lost my job there too. And so I made a video about it, but I ended up taking the video down. And around the same time, I told my brother about all this stuff, and so I ended up spending like a week over at his place, and we played World War II Zombies just to take my mind off things. And so that was really awesome. Played World War II Zombies. Didn't really do a whole lot of stuff. In July, ended up going on a trip later this month with my family to try and take my mind off things, but it didn't really work. And just it was, I love hanging out with my family, but that was just rough. August, I started trying to make videos every day and trying to make this month work. I did a video on the 1st. I did a video on the 2nd. The 2nd was a Zombies Prestige video, since I was playing Zombies, World War II Zombies again. Basically since the game came out, was the first time I played it again was in July with my brother. And then the Black Ops 4 beta started on August 3rd, I believe, and I was first on PlayStation. So this was, it was fun. I liked playing the beta, but at the same time, I was also going through some other stuff like really personally at this time, and it was just really, really rough. And I didn't end up finishing the Black Ops 4 beta on PlayStation. I didn't end up maxing out the rank on that just because I was just not having it. Like, I enjoyed playing it, but I just didn't want to play it, and I just wanted to to sleep, and I just didn't want to do anything with my life at that point. So then it came out on Xbox. I ended up maxing it out on Xbox, and yeah, so then the rest of the month I kind of started doing stuff, some more supply drop opening videos. I did the World War II campaign for the very first time. Uploaded that about towards the end of August, but I recorded that back in June, but I finally got around to editing it and uploading it. That's the only mission I've ever played of the game, so I still need to go back and do that. But then towards the end of the month, I started uploading a whole lot more to try and take my mind off things, and to really kind of like have YouTube and my channel kind of become this thing that I could escape to, and like I could kind of focus on and not worry about all this other stuff going on in my life at the time. Also ended up my car started having problems with its battery, and so that was really awful, and so we couldn't use that car anymore. And then so I made a bunch of videos here at the very end of August. Made a ton of videos basically because I wanted to hurry and just try and make my channel as great as possible and lead up to Black Ops 4 and kind of distract myself. Modern Warfare 2 became backwards compatible right at the very end of August, and then the DLC for World War II ended up coming out, but I didn't play that. I haven't played it at all. Then the Blackout beta came out. I wasn't so sure about Blackout as my very first Battle Royale game. But after a little while, I got into it and started winning, and that really is kind of what got me hooked in Blackout, and it was just like a freaking amazing and fun time. And then the Blackout beta finally, ended. I, was posting a ton of videos about that. September is really kind of when my channel started to grow and take off a lot more. And also at the very end of September, my whole family took a trip to Europe, except for me. They took like a 2.5 week vacation there, but I wasn't able to go, so I basically had to stay home and play games. And I ended up buying myself this nice new computer and put it together myself, and it was really awesome and stuff. But I also helped out my brother with his job and was working quite a bit. I ended up streaming and finally started streaming on Twitch and Mixer and all this sorts of stuff, and trying to get stuff set up for Black Ops 4. And it was making tons of videos about Black Ops 4, and they really were just like boom, 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 like going off. And then Black Ops 4 actually came out, so I ended up buying Black Ops 4 early. I spent way too much money getting it early, but I only ended up getting it like 9 hours early than I would have gotten it anyways. It should have came days earlier, but because of one reason or another, I didn't end up getting it that much earlier, so that sucked because I wanted to get it early so that way I could make videos on my channel and have them up, because like my channel was like growing. Every video was doing great, and then as soon as the game came out, it was like started going downhill because I couldn't basically like upload any videos because we started this stream of Black Ops 4 of us playing multiplayer and trying to be the first people in the world to reach Master Prestige. We started planning this back in, years ago, but we really started planning it for Black Ops 4 like in February or whatever. And so we did this 24/7 for about 8 days or so, and it was a really fun time. But it was myself, Harrison, my brother Preston, and another person, our friend Ben. But Ben, only played a couple games, and Preston couldn't really play a whole lot. So it was basically Harrison and I constantly playing this game. And so basically, if he wasn't playing, I was playing, and when one person was playing, the other person was sleeping. So I basically had no time to play Black Ops 4 outside of the stream and to make any videos, because if I wasn't playing on the stream, I had to be sleeping. So that way I wasn't, always dead tired. So that was fun though. I really enjoyed it. There was some things wrong with it that I would definitely want to, try and do over again, that I would definitely fix. But it was fun. We were able to reach, Master Prestige first, and be, and that was really awesome. And then after that, I kind of took a break that night from just YouTube and videos and Black Ops 4 in general, and then I started playing zombies for like a week after that, and then eventually I got really into Blackout towards the end of October, so that was really fun. Started playing Blackout, and then eventually I found out that I could live stream. So I didn't know I could live stream here at home because my internet is trash, but I found another method. That way I was actually able to live stream. And so I started live streaming like every day playing Blackout. I was really having just a fun time with Blackout. Also, this is about the same time where okay, sorry, I want to back up a little bit to September. So the beginning of September, I started uploading a video every day, and then I missed like a bunch of days. In the first like half of September, I didn't really do anything, and that's because it was another really low point and really just hard point in my life, because I was up until this point I was still talking with my ex-girlfriend, trying to make things work, trying to still be friends. But at this point, it was really obvious that she didn't want to be friends with me anymore. She didn't want to talk with me anymore, and that really hurt. And I was upset about it. And so I was like, okay, fine, yeah. So right at the very end of October, all of a sudden she hits me up again, and she's like asking how I'm doing and stuff. And I'm like, this is weird. Why is she hitting me up after like almost 2 months of us not saying anything to each other, not talking? And then we start talking a little bit, and then once again, we start talking, and then things kind of get bad, and kind of becomes a low point, and upsetting. And so then I was just okay. I was like, that was a really low point, but I just kept streaming, kept playing Blackout like every single day, playing Blackout, streaming it as much as I could, and then stream Blackout so much. I played multiplayer here and there, but I was just so obsessed more with Blackout. Like, I love every mode in Black Ops 4, but Blackout is really just the mode I wanted to play. Like, multiplayer is fun, but I couldn't really, do a whole lot with these other modes. I liked zombies, but Blackout was just the fun thing to play at the time, and was basically the only thing I wanted to do with my life. So then about halfway through November, started playing zombies like crazy, streaming that a ton. And then, Thanksgiving was fun, spent time with my family for that. And then we moved into December, ended up playing Blackout a bunch in December as well. Ended up reaching max echelon in that, played some zombies, and, ended up playing multiplayer a ton. Christmas was awesome, good point for my channel. And yeah, so now we're at where I'm starting to prestige again in Black Ops 4 multiplayer and stuff. Everything's going pretty good. But yeah, so that was 2018 for me. My channel, the reason why I say it's probably like one of the best years of my life is because my channel has been doing phenomenally. Like, it is just absolutely going crazy, and my channel is just blowing up this year. But I would say that mostly my channel's been blowing up from, say, like September until now. The first, portion, the first like 9 months of the year, I had high points, especially like Modern Warfare 2 Remastered and like Black Ops 4 being announced was high points. But nothing really took off and really did a whole lot like we've been having now with these past couple of months. So that's been really awesome and fun. But yeah, and then why I would say it was the worst year of my life was because of work. Work was just, kind of dreadful and was just rough. And then everything that happened with my girlfriend too. So, with work, and then with her, I spent a number of years dating her and getting to know her, and having her involved in my life, all of a sudden to be just gone, and then to come back and kind of like it's like she like kind of came back to like stab me, and to like hurt me a little bit, and then disappear again, and then come back and do it again, a couple of times like that. And so there was times even after we broke up where I thought I was like, oh, I was doing okay, and all of a sudden it's like this huge just dip, because something would happen, and then I'd kind of go back up slowly, and then I'd dip again. And so, it was a rough year. for all that stuff. Also, mid-September, so I didn't have that one car anymore, and so we had this other car, and it was going all right, and it started making a funny noise, so we took it into the mechanic. They ended up fixing it, and then literally like 3 days later, the car just like stopped working, so we took it back to the mechanic, and they're like, yeah, no, the engine's done. You're gonna need a whole new engine, which is gonna cost like several $1,000s. And so we're like, dude, we like brought the car in like 3 days ago. You fixed the problem with the car before, and you said, okay, like, the car's fine, and then now the car's like screwed. Like the engine's just total. Like what? It just makes no sense that, like, 3 days prior they're like, oh yeah, the engine and everything, the car's fine now. The car should be great, and then 3 days later they're like, oh yeah, no, the car's SOL. So that was awesome. Yeah, I don't really know, everybody. It's been an interesting year. Has been great because of YouTube, also because of Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 is the best game we've had in a long time, especially Blackout, multiplayer, and zombies. It was a really fun year. The first half of the year was fun, though. I had a lot of fun. And then, the last half of the year was kind of, really down. The stream was great, but there's so many things that I wish I would have done better and that would have, worked out more with that and stuff. But yeah, I didn't get to end up going on that trip with my family to Europe. Just had to stay home. And I feel like I've kind of like wasted a lot of my life here and a lot of things. And so, I don't know. I would say that the best year of my life was probably 2017, just because, like I said, summer 2017 was so much fun. And I learned a lot that year, and I had so much fun, and there was just so many like opportunities for me to like kind of do what I wanted, and, to have a lot of freedom and stuff. And it was just a fun time. Like in the summer, every single day that I woke up, every single day I was so happy, and I was happy all day long. It was just amazing. I went to sleep happy. I woke, and I couldn't wait to wake up the next morning, and to see what the next morning would entail, because it was just so much fun. But unfortunately, this year kind of wasn't like that. So in a lot of regards, this year was the best year of my life. But if I were to rate it, I'd probably say 2017 was the best, and I might just about say that 2018 was the worst. So yeah, that's my year in review, I guess. I don't know what 2019 will hold. I'm trying to figure things out here and to see what kind of can happen in 2019. Hopefully 2019 can even be way better than 2017 was, and hopefully way better than this year was, because this year was kind of a nightmare. So yeah, there you guys go. That's 2018. Yeah, so here's hoping that 2019 is way better, and here's 2019.